Yes, I know. I know it is kind of demanding to already be thinking about update 1.7 when we got the most recent update not too long ago. And I agree with you. I am so excited to see Hunter Chocolatier and everything that Concerned Ape has planned for that. I am certain that we will be getting Hunter Chocolatier before any possible Stardew Valley update, but Concerned Ape himself has said that he really has ideas to work on Stardew for years, and that he is not close to the idea of 1.7 eventually. I know that this may take years, considering the time between the last two updates, but as I talked with my husband about what we would like to see from it, I realized that I had a lot of ideas of what I would like to see, and knew I had to make a video about it. This would just be my personal wish list, a couple of ideas that I think would be pretty cool, and not a demanding request for Concerned Ape. Just to have fun, right? Plus, I must say that I already think this game is perfect in many ways. I mean, it is my favorite game. And I know many of these can be obtained with mods. But seeing how extensive and full of surprises the latest update was, one can't help but dream about what could come next. Enough talking though, let's get right into it. Here are some what I think would be the craziest additions that would really expand in content. One thing that I have wondered from the beginning is, why doesn't the player have a birthday? I mean, everyone else has one, even Krobus is aware of the day he hatched. So I think that it would be super cute if the player gets to choose a day of the year to celebrate their birthday. Maybe the more hearts you have with the villager, the more likely they are to send you a gift in the mail, or when you talk to them that day. Or honestly, just a simple fun dialogue would be fun enough. I also don't think it would be super hard to set up, especially since we already have gifts from the Winter Star or special dialogues on random days. There is a mod for this already, and I have played it. It really feels so special when someone you're friends with gives you something that they think you might like. Just like in real life, I guess. I have said this before and I'll say it again. We need to have Marlon and Gunther as giftable villagers. This is something that has always upset me. Why do we have to befriend the freaking dwarf all the way to 10 hearts, but not sweet Marlon? He goes into the mines to rescue your stuff, he gives you your first sword and slime egg, and even goes to some of the festivals, unlike the dwarf. I feel like it should be possible since we have somewhat similar relationship with Sandy and the wizard, and I think the same thing goes to Gunther, who literally had nothing until the player starts donating items to the museum. Wouldn't it be nice to develop a relationship with him as well? He is even at the community center cutscene, meaning he is part of the community, so why not having the opportunity to befriend him? Now, I know that asking to have them as giftable characters is already a little bit much, but since we're saying what we want, I must say, I would love to marry Marlon too. I feel like a storyline with him would be so interesting, like finally opening his heart after years of adventures, or why he lost his eye, or maybe he lost a love years ago and hasn't moved on until you arrived at the valley. Not only do I think that he should be dateable, but also Sandy, Clint, Pam, and Marnie. Not because I want to date them personally, but because I really do think that everyone that is actually single should be dateable. That would include Willie, Gus, Linus, Lewis, and the Wizard too, but I prioritize those that I think people would actually like to date. Which leads me to my next idea. What if marrying a specific bachelor or bachelorette actually had different benefits? Hear me out. Depending on which person you marry, you unlock special abilities. Like, if you marry Abigail, you could get a discount from Pierce. Or if you marry Shane, he helps you so that eggs and mayo are more valuable. Or how about Haley maybe getting you a new piece of clothing every week, because she gets new clothes and now she orders some for you too. Or the one that makes the most sense to me is Harvey not charging you for his emergency surgeries, because if this was real life, I would assure you that your doctor husband would be okay with not charging you to take care of you. I feel like we could get creative on a special benefit for everyone that could make each candidate special in a unique way, making actual points in their favor when someone asks the question, is it better to marry anyone? It will still come up to the personal preference of the player and their gameplay, but would add depth to the game and give these NPCs more personality. Speaking of personality, I would love if we could get more dates with our spouses after marriage. I know we can ask them out to the movies, and I love that. But wouldn't it be cool to do something like dinner at the saloon?
And for the lady, perhaps a salad?
Perhaps not.
Or getting ice cream in the summer. It would be extra cool if the spouse is the one asking. This could get hearts up faster and would make gameplay as married farmer way interesting. I can think of maybe beach dates or even Ginger Island dates, or maybe we could use a train to go places? This ties up to the idea that I have about the train. Can we make it more useful? So far all it does is appear randomly and rarely, very rarely, drops things. So if it would drop something that actually makes me want to drop anything and go check it out, it would improve it 10 times. Other thing is that I would love if it could take me places. I've heard about the Susu City mod and I'm pretty certain that Expanded uses the train as well. I don't know what concern it would add to this area, but if we could make the train more usable, that would be awesome. Especially because I literally always use it for planting another forest here. So it would be cool if this is actually useful. As well as the spa. There is really nothing super crazy useful about the spa in the mountains other than the energy replenisher, which late game is not even useful anymore. I actually never use it because I prefer to eat something instead. But what if it also had a community greenhouse that you had to share with other villagers? I mean, you can kind of see it. Like, what if we get an additional bundle at the spa to renovate it, making it usable in different ways? I don't know, I just think that there needs to be more going on in here. And you know what other building needs some expansion? The community center. It is so adorable and it has many rooms that could be used for so many things. Can the kids use it as a classroom? Can we have maybe the player's birthday celebrated here? At least we should be able to cook in this kitchen. We're likely to already have a kitchen at home, so I don't see why a functional kitchen at the community center would be too much to ask. Now, here are some quality of life suggestions. I need to unlock something to see villagers' locations. Yes, it is part of mods already, but what if a craftable item like, I don't know, a cell phone could be unlocked? This would be something you carry in your wallet and allows you to call people from anywhere, see their current location so you can find them easier, and maybe even a picture mode? That is probably a little bit much, but if we were just able to find where the villagers are, I think that would be a huge help. I know that a bigger backpack is something that many would want, but it might not be for me. I already struggle with all the things I like to carry, so having that extra power might be a little bit too much for me. But I don't think anyone would complain about having the option, you know? Now the next two are inspired by Salmon's video about 1.7 as well. He suggested something like having a little warning pop-up that would tell you if you place something in someone's path, so you can pick it up before it gets destroyed. I've been there, done that, and would be so cool to be able to avoid it. He also suggested being able to stack 2 fishing tackles as life to optimize their space and use, which as a fisher player, I really like this idea. Now, you know what would be pretty cool? If the hopper actually did what all of us thought it was going to do. If it worked more like what the automate mode helps you do, this craftable would be moved from being extremely forgotten and useless to one of the most fundamental things you need late game. Just saying, automation in late game would be such a helper, especially when grinding for millions. Of course, I think that with a new update would come more crops and whatnot. Plus, I think that adding more fruit trees would be neat. Like a lemon tree sounds so cute to me. Marnie mentions lettuce at some point in the game, so I think growing a lettuce would be funny. I also think that it would be interesting doing the foods at the movies too, or at least being able to eat them outside of the movies. Like, can I please make a kale smoothie? We could also look into the dishes sold by the chef at the desert. I mean, don't tell me that you're not interested in cooking any of these dishes. Other fish could be added, I am sure, to complicate the master angler achievement and to add more color to fish tanks. Speaking of, this might sound stupid, but can we get more fish that change the color of the water? It is one of my favorite features of the game, and seeing that legendary fish now change the color made me immediately want to collect them all. These are all just silly suggestions, of course, but let me know down below what would be the crop that you would add to the valley if you could. Lastly, I wanted to talk about my personal little things that I would love to see in the future. These are small, but would bring my heart so much joy, you have no idea. First of all, being able to move the giant crops, because seeing them obviously makes me want to collect them, but then they have to live in the middle of the field forever. So if we could arrange a display somewhere else, that would be cool. Unlocking a bigger fridge would be rad, because I like to save all my dishes and this way I can keep things organized there without involving bigger chests. Dinos at the farm actually grow to dinosaur size. This just seems logical to me, but I guess for the purpose of hatching and not being massive in a tiny coop, it makes sense. I just wish we could make it work. Blue mayo from blue eggs from blue chickens. It makes sense. Brown chicken make brown eggs, white chicken make white eggs, void chicken make void eggs, and gold chicken make golden eggs. Why do my blue chickens not make blue eggs? Please. This is the only thing that I'm asking seriously. Oh, and lastly, make these literally impossible hats more obtainable. No, I'm not talking about the living hat, which is already a misery, but it's still obtainable by cutting 10,000 fibers. Or the tiger hat that it can be obtained after slaying a million slimes. But I am talking about the hats obtained at the Desert Festival. They are just barely introduced and there is literally no other way of obtaining them. Abigail's bow and the tricorn hat can be obtained if Abigail and Elliot come to tend to the shops, which is literally so random and not even changeable by restarting the day, it's just in the seed. So if you do not get them as vendors, then there is just no way to get these hats, no matter how many years you spend in the valley. And those are not even the worst ones. The Jojo cap, the laurel wreath crown, and the dark ball cap totally depend on Emily's outfit services, and she has over 60 possible outfits, out of which 3 unlock hats. And yes, this is the only way to obtain them. Unfortunately, these are also seeded, so if she doesn't give you the outfit that unlocks hats, then you're not obtaining them ever. Have tried to obtain this for many in-game years. As the hat collector that I am, I beg that these can be obtained in a different way. They can be in chests, they can be a monster drop, heck, I am willing to pay 25,000 G for them. Or, if possible, let's just make it so that restarting the day changes the vendor and the possible outfit. Yes, restarting that day would be annoying, but it makes these hats way more obtainable. These are all the ideas I could come up with. What are some of the things that you would like to see in a future update? Let me know in the comments down below. To the question of when the next update will be available, the thing is, no one knows if there will be another update. I am sure not even Concerned Ape knows. He has said before that he is done, but then drops an amazing update with things no one saw coming. What we do know is that he is working on Hunter Chocolatier for the time being, and I am glad he is doing that. I am so looking forward to that, and if that is the next thing, I will take it gladly. On the other hand, the 10-year anniversary of Stardew Valley is coming up too, so I am not close to the idea that even a minor patch might come up then to celebrate, maybe even something bigger. All I know is this is an exciting time to be a Stardew Valley fan. If you enjoyed the video and like Stardew Valley content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always try to make it worth your while. But anyway, my name is Mrs. Smoothie. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!